So guys, another video for the day because I still can't live stream for some weird reason. I've got another modem here. I might try that one day, but let me know. Trudeau government admits Canada has lost track of 50,000 Islamic refugees. How do you lose track of them?
That's a big number too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they shouldn't let in so many when you don't have enough people to track them.
Well, it's kind of interesting because if they've lost track of 50,000, how many did they let in the first place?
That's a great question.
Justin Trudeau's Canada government has lost track of at least 50,000 Islamic refugees and are desperate to cover up the consequences of allowing unchecked immigration into Canada, according to an immigration expert. Douglas Murray, author of The Strange Death of Europe, says Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is very good at virtual signalling and at PR stunts, but has failed to keep track of tens of thousands of Syrian refugees that have been brought into his country. Speaking to Fox and Friends on Friday, Douglas Murray said that Trudeau government is stonewalling reporters who are asking for the status update of the Syrian refugees who are entering Canada shortly after Trudeau became Prime Minister, and he infamously tweeted using to invite all and any refugees to Canada. So more refugees than Trudeau likely imagined took him up on the offer in yesterday's Vancouver Sun. However, there was an interesting piece claiming that Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, formerly just the Immigration Department, hadn't followed up in 2 years with any information on the estimated 50,000 Syrian refugees in the country. After more than 2 weeks of inquiry by Post Media, a Trudeau government media regulation officer acknowledged the department has not produced any report in almost 2 years on the approximate 50,000 Syrian refugees now in Canada. In 2016, only 10% of government-assisted refugees from Syria were being in any kind of employment in Canada. 2 years later, reporters have not been able to find out any information about what has happened to those people, Murray said. Daily Caller reports Murray's note that Trudeau may have allowed at least 50,000 Syrian refugees into Canada, but has seemed that he has not kept track of them. Well, now he wants to cover up the consequences of that decision. He warned that any kind of immigration policy that can be extremely short-sighted, just opening up your country to immigration on this scale, is something that affects your country for generations and doesn't go away within the 24-hour news cycle. Murray, spokesman of the Secretary Dimension to this, the Europe has a grapple with terrorism threats and results of immigration, but he said that more obvious problem is that makes no financial sense to bring Syrian refugees to Canada, referring to a study that examined the cost of bringing Syrian migrants to Sweden. Murray said that it was 100 times more ineffective than having neighbouring countries open their borders to refugees. He suggested that Canada government probably hasn't considered the factor, but said that it should assess how much more it costs to bring a refugee to Canada than it does to look after refugees in the areas around Syria. So obviously what they're talking about there is the fact that it's actually more cost effective to go through and to actually help with foreign aid than it is to bring them into your country. In fact, it's 100 times better to give them foreign aid than it is to. What do you guys reckon on this? Do you reckon that Justin Trudeau or whatever his name is has lost track of the 50,000 refugees, or obviously from this report, obviously in this report it looks like he hasn't kept up to date with them, so it's not really they've lost track of. They just
weren't trying to track them.
Yeah, they haven't sort of said, well, let's keep the tabs on these 50,000 Syrian refugees that we've invited to the country, and
that would be racist.
Well, it's Trudeau after all. But
Yeah.
I mean, have you looked into like the Canadian naturalization process? Having tabs kept on you is like part of the process.
well, my understanding is that Canada is a pretty easy place to go and get refugee status,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like,
I could
what would-
probably do it.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
if I don't marry Lauren Southern, then I'll just go and become Canadian, I suppose. But I was going to say, at the end of the day, the fact is that it seems it's pretty easy to become a Canadian citizen over there, and it seems a lot easier if you just get on a boat and float in. I don't know. It just seems like they weren't really trying to track them, and they're not really concerned with what sort of effect
Yeah.
this might have on their country.
Yeah, 50,000, and they just, I don't know. You
Yeah.
can just go about your day now. There
Yeah.
you go. Walk about. Do
Yeah.
whatever you want.
It's only 50,000, obvious. At the end of the day, what could
Yeah,
50,000
just wag your
Kiwis
finger.
do?
You just wag your finger and say, "Respect our laws now."
Yeah, kind of stupid, isn't it? But I don't get, why do people vote for him still? Like, there's
I
talk
don't
that
know.
he's going to lose his next election because of how bad his polling is, but how did he win in the first place? What was it? Just a whole bunch of women turning around saying, "Oh boy, he's a good-looking man. I'll vote for him."
It was his surname and his looks, from what I understand.
What's his surname? So his father used to be
Trudeau.
Canadian. Yeah. So his
Yes,
family
I
used to be
believe he
Canadian
was
Prime
also.
Minister?
Yeah, I believe he's a second generation Trudeau Prime Minister. Yeah.
Okay, so he's and what was his father like as Prime Minister? Was he a good one or a bad one? Does anyone know?
I don't know.
I'd have to look into that myself, actually, to be honest. But yeah, I
Yeah,
heard his
but
father was
Justin
Prime
has
Minister.
turned out to be a useless person. Absolutely useless.
Yeah,
He
well,
said he was
sometimes.
going to. He said he was going to become gender neutral at some point.
Well, that would
I
probably
remember
do people a favor, actually, if he did. But
Canada never ceases to amaze
No,
me.
he's already breeded, unfortunately.
oh, really?
I
Well, look,
believe
I don't know.
believe so.
Maybe his father was a good Prime Minister. Maybe Justin is a bad Prime Minister. Maybe his future generations can go back to being a good Prime Minister. Just saying. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe little Justin, might be a little bit more conservative.
Yeah, third time's the
Seeing,
charm. Yeah.
yeah, like seeing how much his dad has screwed Canada over, thinking they're sitting there thinking, "Oh, shit, I don't really want to follow in this path." So,
But let's be honest though,
Only hope.
50,000 is like less than what Australia's taken over the last 5 years, and it is by far millions in the millions less than what Europe has taken.
True.
Yeah.
But still, the fact that they've lost track of the 50,000, that's the scary thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't think that. And I
Who
don't
knows
think
what
this
they're
is
doing?
the. Yeah, and I don't think this is the extent to the amount of Muslims they have led in their country either. Because my understanding is that Canada has a very high Muslim population.
Yes.
I heard it's
Oh, yeah.
around over 10%. I think.
Yeah.
No, hang on. That might be fake news. I think London has 14% Muslim population at the moment. London, the city.
Oof. Oof.
Which is ironic,
that's
because we seem to have
dangerous.
a lot of terrorist attacks in that particular city. But yeah, anyway, moving along.
Yeah, it's mentioned around the 10 to 15% areas where things start to go bad.
Yeah, London. How do you feel about your city? From what I understand, please correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, having 14% Muslim population. Do you think you're ever going to win another election for a Conservative in London? I would say probably not. I would say that you would probably realise that London is lost when it comes to running for elections. You would just not bother.
Too many of them get into politics, like
Yeah.
Sadiq Khan, for instance.
Yeah. Yeah. How's London going with that whole no stop and frisk there, Sadiq? You know, doesn't seem to be doing too well with your agenda, does it? But anyway, well, actually, apparently the agenda is actually going on track, but doesn't work real well for the rest of the people, does it? Anyway, I don't know, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you believe that Justin Trudeau will actually win another election? Do you believe that he has lost track of these 50,000 Muslims or refugees? Sorry, Islamic refugees. Or do you think they know where they are and this is a false report? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next Tomorrow's video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.